The UES Thunderchild's warning systems activated with a synchronized burst of alerts that made Captain Maya Rodriguez's neural implants tingle. She straightened in her command chair, dark eyes fixed on the holographic displays materializing around the bridge. Something was wrong with the stars ahead. "Multiple anomalies detected, Captain," announced Lieutenant James Chen from the sensor station, his fingers dancing through haptic interfaces. "We're seeing complete electromagnetic deadening across a 30-light-year radius. It's as if reality itself is being erased." The Thunderchild had been conducting routine patrols along the outer rim of human space when they detected the distortions. Humanity was still relatively new to the galactic community, but they'd earned respect through their rapid technological advancement and unique approach to solving problems that had stumped older civilizations for millennia. "Show me everything," Rodriguez ordered, activating her neural link to the ship's systems. The bridge crew watched as the main viewscreen transformed into a tactical display. Vast swaths of space were simply disappearing, not being destroyed or consumed, being negated. Where the anomaly spread, the fundamental forces of the universe ceased to function. Dr. Sarah O'Connor, the ship's theoretical physicist, spoke up from her station. "Captain, these readings match no known natural phenomenon. The laws of physics themselves are being selectively deactivated. It's as if something is systemically unwriting reality." Before Rodriguez could respond, a transmission cut through their communications. The holographic projector sparked to life, revealing a being unlike anything humanity had encountered before. Its form seemed to shift between states of matter, neither solid nor energy, but something that denied classification. "We are the Void Dominion," it announced in a voice that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. "Your universe is inefficient, chaotic. We bring the peace of non-existence. Resistance is mathematically impossible." Rodriguez felt a chill run down her spine, but years of command training kept her voice steady. "This is Captain Maya Rodriguez of the United Earth ship Thunderchild. You are endangering countless living beings. Cease your activities immediately." The being's response was simply to vanish. But as it did, the ship's sensors detected the wave of unreality accelerating toward the nearest inhabited system. The Centauri colonies, home to over 12 million human settlers. "Battle stations," Rodriguez ordered, her mind already racing through possibilities. The Thunderchild was humanity's most advanced warship, incorporating technologies that even their alien allies considered unorthodox. The neural interface systems allowed human consciousness to directly affect quantum states, something other species had deemed too unpredictable to be useful. Commander David Park, her first officer, pulled up tactical projections. "Standard weapons will be useless against an enemy that can locally disable physics, Captain." But there's something odd in these readings. The void effect seems to fluctuate when it encounters human neural signatures. Rodriguez processed this information, remembering how humanity's greatest victories had always come from turning apparent weaknesses into strengths. Their primitive brains, which other species had once dismissed as too chaotic for advanced technology, had proven to be uniquely suited for quantum manipulation precisely because of their unpredictability. "Dr. O'Connor," she called out, "could we weaponize human consciousness? Use our neural patterns to disrupt their reality manipulation?" The physicist's eyes lit up with understanding. "The observer effect. Captain, that's brilliant. Their technology relies on enforcing absolute mathematical certainty on space-time. Human consciousness, especially when amplified through our quantum neural networks, naturally generates uncertainty patterns. We might be able to create a zone where their void effect can't maintain coherence." The Thunderchild's engines hummed to life as Rodriguez made her decision. They were one ship against an enemy that consumed entire star systems, but humanity had faced impossible odds before. Every major breakthrough in human history had come from someone looking at an insurmountable problem and finding an unexpected solution. "All hands, this is the captain speaking," Rodriguez announced shipwide. "We face an enemy that believes they can reduce existence to nothing. They think reality can be solved like an equation. But they've never encountered human beings before. They've never faced a species that thrives on uncertainty, that turns chaos into creation. Today, we're going to teach them why humanity never accepts impossible odds. As the Thunderchild moved to intercept the advancing void, its crew began the unprecedented task of turning their own consciousness into a weapon. Through their neural interfaces, they would prove that the most fundamental force in the universe wasn't order or entropy. It was the endless possibility contained within the human mind. The Thunderchild's quantum drive pulsed with energy as they approached the advancing wall of nothingness. Through her neural interface, Captain Rodriguez could feel the ship's systems responding to her crew's collective consciousness, their minds creating ripples in the quantum fabric of space itself. Void effect boundary in 30 seconds, Lieutenant Chen reported, his voice steady despite the unprecedented nature of their situation. Neural synchronization at 93%. Dr. O'Connor worked frantically at her station, correlating data from their sensors with theoretical models. The void isn't just erasing matter and energy. It's enforcing a state of perfect mathematical certainty. No quantum uncertainty, no probability waves, just pure determinism. Then let's give it some uncertainty, Rodriguez responded, activating the ship-wide neural network. All hands, prepare for consciousness projection. Don't try to focus your thoughts. Let your minds wander. Dream. Imagine. The more unpredictable our mental patterns, the stronger our defense will be. Through the neural link, she felt her crew respond. 200 human minds began generating quantum interference patterns, their thoughts creating waves of probability that rippled against the approaching void. Engineers calculated impossible machines, artists imagined new colors, scientists contemplated theoretical physics that broke known laws, each chaotic human thought becoming a weapon against perfect order. The void reached them. At first, it was like watching reality tear itself apart. Stars began to fade, light itself seemed to stutter and die. But where the nothingness met the sphere of human consciousness surrounding the Thunderchild, something unprecedented happened. Reality flickered, caught between existence and non-existence. The void effect couldn't maintain coherence in the face of human unpredictability. Every random thought, every wild imagination, every dream and fear and hope generated quantum possibilities that forced existence to remain real. "It's working," O'Connor exclaimed, her excitement pulsing through the neural network. "Our consciousness field is creating zones of enforced uncertainty. The void can't establish stable nullification, where human minds are actively observing and imagining." Commander Park studied the tactical displays, his mind interfacing directly with the ship's defense systems. "We can protect ourselves, but we need more than defense. We need to understand what we're really fighting." As if in response to his words, the void ahead of them began to change. Shapes emerged from the nothingness. Ships, if they could be called that. They appeared to be constructed from mathematical equations given form, their surfaces covered in ever-shifting symbols that hurt the eyes to look at. "The void dominion reveals itself," Rodriguez murmured, watching as the enemy vessels arranged themselves in perfect geometric patterns. "They're trying to solve us like an equation." Through their quantum sensors, they detected energy patterns unlike anything in known space. The void ships weren't powered by any conventional means. They ran on pure mathematical certainty, each one a computer dedicated to calculating reality out of existence. But there was something else. Something that made Rodriguez's neural implants tingle with recognition. "Dr. O'Connor," she called out, "are you seeing this? There's a pattern in their ship formations. It's too perfect, too ordered. Almost like they're compensating for something." O'Connor finished, her fingers flying over her console. "Captain, I don't think they can predict us. Their entire existence is based on perfect mathematical models. But human consciousness doesn't follow predictable patterns. We're introducing chaos into their equations just by existing." The void ships launched their attack. Beams of pure negation lanced out, attempting to erase the Thunderchild from existence. But where these beams met the bubble of human consciousness surrounding the ship, they fractured into possibilities. Reality itself seemed to choose sides, preferring the creative chaos of human minds over the sterile perfection of the void. "They're adapting," Park warned as the enemy vessels rearranged themselves. "Their attacks are becoming more complex, trying to find patterns in our defense." Rodriguez smiled grimly. "Then let's show them why trying to predict human behavior is a losing strategy. All hands, combat evolution protocols. Let your minds run wild. Show them why humanity's greatest strength is our ability to do the unexpected." The crew responded with enthusiasm, their collective consciousness becoming even more chaotic. Artists on the engineering team began imagining new forms of energy. Scientists in weapons control contemplated impossible physics. Security officers dreamed up theoretical dimensions. Each unpredictable thought created quantum ripples that disrupted the void ship's perfect calculations. Through their neural interfaces, the crew could feel reality itself strengthening around them, as if the universe preferred the creative chaos of human consciousness to the sterile certainty of the void. Where human minds touched space, possibility bloomed. The void ships recoiled, their perfect formations breaking down as they encountered something their mathematical models couldn't account for: genuine unpredictability. For the first time in their existence, they faced an enemy that couldn't be reduced to equations. "They're retreating," Chen reported, watching as the enemy vessels pulled back. "But, Captain, I'm detecting quantum wake patterns. I think we hurt them. Not just pushed them back, actually damaged their ability to maintain mathematical certainty." Rodriguez studied the tactical displays, her mind racing with possibilities. They had done more than survive an encounter with the Void Dominion. They had discovered its fundamental weakness. The enemy's perfect order couldn't handle the inherent chaos of human consciousness. "Send all sensor data to the quantum processors," she ordered. "We need to understand exactly what happened here." Humanity just became the front line in a war between chaos and order, and we need to be ready for what comes next. As the Thunderchild systems analyzed their encounter, Rodriguez felt a mixture of pride and concern through the neural network. They had proven that humanity's primitive consciousness was actually their greatest weapon against an enemy that threatened all existence, but they had also likely drawn the full attention of the Void Dominion. The battle for reality itself had begun, and humanity's chaotic, unpredictable, impossible minds were the universe's best hope for survival. The Galactic Council chamber hummed with tension as Captain Rodriguez presented the Thunderchild's sensor logs. Representatives from dozens of species watched in stunned silence as holographic displays showed human consciousness disrupting the void effect. Among them, the crystalline form of Ambassador Zixtal of the Luminar sparkled with particular interest. "Impossible," declared Arch-Engineer Van of the Mechanarchy, their metallic features reflecting the holographic light. "Organic minds cannot maintain quantum coherence. The chaos of consciousness should weaken reality, not strengthen it." "That's exactly why it works," Dr. O'Connor responded, stepping forward. She'd accompanied Rodriguez to the emergency council session. "The Void Dominion enforces perfect mathematical order on spacetime. Human consciousness generates natural quantum uncertainty. We're essentially weaponizing chaos itself." The chamber erupted in overlapping discussions, each species processing this revelation through their own technological and philosophical frameworks. The Luminar representatives vibrated at frequencies indicating deep thought, while the energy-based Helios collective pulsed with rapid color changes. Ambassador Zixtal raised a crystalline appendage for attention. "The Luminar have studied quantum crystalline technology for millennia. Our attempts to interface with it always failed because our minds seek patterns, order. But humans, their form shimmered with revelation. Your chaotic thought patterns might be exactly what we've been missing." Rodriguez sensed an opportunity. "The Thunderchild proved we can fight the void. But one ship isn't enough. We need to combine human consciousness with your advanced technologies. Create something the Void Dominion can't predict because it's never existed before." Through her neural implants, Rodriguez received a priority signal from the Thunderchild. Commander Park's holographic form appeared before the Council. "Captain, we're detecting massive void incursions in multiple sectors. They're not just erasing isolated systems anymore. They're launching a full invasion." The Council chamber descended into near panic as tactical displays showed void ships emerging across the galaxy. Perfect geometric formations of mathematical death, systematically calculating reality out of existence. "They recognize the threat we represent," Rodriguez declared, her voice cutting through the chaos. "They're accelerating their plans because humanity showed they're not invincible. But this is our advantage. They're acting predictably, following logical patterns. We can use that." Ambassador Zixel's crystalline form resonated with decision. "The Luminar will share our quantum crystalline technology. If human minds can interface with our crystals, the Helios offer our solar forges," the light-based beings announced, their avatars shimmering with purpose. "Our energy manipulation techniques combined with human unpredictability could create weapons the void cannot adapt to." One by one, species stepped forward, offering technologies they had developed over millions of years. Each alone had proven insufficient against the void, but combined with human consciousness. "We need to move quickly," Rodriguez urged. "The Void Dominion's perfect mathematics makes them predictable. They'll target major population centers first, trying to reduce the number of chaotic human minds that can disrupt their calculations." The next few days passed in a blur of unprecedented cooperation. The Luminar's quantum crystals were installed throughout human ships, amplifying the neural interfaces. Helios solar forge technology was integrated into human weapon systems, creating beams of concentrated possibility. The Mechanarchy's predictive engines were reprogrammed to work with human unpredictability rather than against it. Aboard the Thunderchild, now docked at the massive Luminar crystalline shipyards, Rodriguez watched the modifications with pride. Her ship had become a prototype for a new kind of vessel, one that combined the most advanced alien technologies with humanity's greatest strength, their inherently chaotic minds. Neural interface testing complete, Dr. O'Connor reported, her excitement pulsing through the ship's enhanced quantum network. "The Luminar crystals are amplifying our consciousness projection by several orders of magnitude. Every human thought creates quantum ripples strong enough to disrupt void mathematics." Commander Park's tactical simulations showed promising results. "The Helios weapons don't just damage void ships, they force reality to reassert itself in nullified zones. We're not just defending against the void anymore, we can actually push it back." But the most surprising development came from the Mechanarchy. Their advanced AI systems, when exposed to human neural patterns, began generating their own form of controlled chaos. Machine learning algorithms evolved in unexpected ways, creating hybrid systems that were neither purely logical nor purely random. "They're learning to dream," one of the Mechanarchy engineers observed with what almost sounded like wonder in their synthesized voice. "Our machines are learning unpredictability from human minds." As the first wave of upgraded ships prepared for deployment, Rodriguez addressed the combined fleet crews, human and alien alike. "The Void Dominion believes they can reduce existence to mathematical equations. They see our chaos, our unpredictability, our dreams and imagination as flaws to be corrected. Today, we prove that the true power of the universe isn't in perfect order. It's in the beautiful chaos of possibility." Through the enhanced neural networks, she felt the response of hundreds of human minds, now amplified by alien technology. Each consciousness was a weapon against the void. Each unpredictable thought a shield protecting reality itself. Artists, scientists, dreamers, and warriors, all contributing their unique forms of chaos to the defense of existence. The void ships were still out there, their perfect formations expanding across space. But they were about to encounter something their mathematical models could never have predicted, a force that combined the most advanced technology in the galaxy with the wild, beautiful unpredictability of the human mind. The real war for reality was about to begin, and chaos itself would be humanity's greatest weapon. The combined fleet emerged from quantum space at the edge of what had once been the Andromeda Arm. Where there should have been billions of stars, there was only a perfect sphere of nothingness. The Void Dominion stronghold. Captain Rodriguez felt the enhanced neural network pulse with the collective intake of breath from hundreds of human minds. "That's their computational center," Dr. O'Connor announced, her consciousness interfacing directly with the Thunderchild's upgraded sensors. "The source of their mathematical certainty. They're calculating reality out of existence from there." The void sphere was massive, thousands of light years across. Around its periphery, reality simply stopped existing. But through the luminar quantum crystals, they could detect something at its heart. A structure of impossible geometry, neither existing nor non-existing, the source of the void effect. "All ships, battle formation," Rodriguez ordered through the fleet-wide neural link. The response was immediate and overwhelming. Hundreds of vessels, each now powered by the combination of alien technology and human consciousness, moved into position around the Thunderchild. The Void Dominion reacted precisely as their mathematical nature demanded. Void ships emerged from the sphere of nothingness in perfect geometric patterns, each formation a calculated response to the fleet's presence. But there was something different about them now. Their movements showed signs of adaptation, of learning. "They've been studying us," Commander Park observed, his consciousness stringing tactical data through the network. "Their formations are designed to counter our chaos patterns." Rodriguez smiled grimly. "Then let's show them why trying to predict human behavior is always a losing strategy. All ships, initiate Chaos Protocol Alpha." Through the enhanced neural network, hundreds of human minds unleashed their creativity simultaneously. Artists imagined impossible colors that bent reality. Engineers dreamed up theoretical machines that rewrote physics. Scientists contemplated equations that broke mathematical logic itself. Each unpredictable thought was amplified by luminar crystals, transformed into weapons by Helios technology, and coordinated by mechanarchy systems that had learned to embrace uncertainty. The void ships launched their first attack, beams of pure mathematical certainty designed to erase reality itself. But where these beams met the chaos field generated by human minds, something unprecedented happened. Reality didn't just resist erasure, it began to fight back. Stars that had been erased began to reappear, but changed. They burned with new forms of energy, powered by possibilities that hadn't existed before human minds imagined them. Space itself seemed to remember that it preferred to be full of light and matter rather than empty perfection. "Their formations are destabilizing," Park reported as the first wave of void ships retreated. "Our chaos field isn't just disrupting their void effect, it's introducing uncertainty into their very existence." But the Void Dominion wasn't defeated. From the computational center, new waves of void ships emerged, their patterns more complex, their attacks more precise. They had calculated countless possible human responses and prepared countermeasures for each. "They still don't understand," Rodriguez transmitted to the fleet. "They think chaos can be predicted if you calculate enough possibilities. Show them what real human unpredictability looks like." All ships, Chaos Protocol Omega. This time, the human minds linked through the network didn't just imagine possibilities. They imagined impossibilities. They thought of things that couldn't exist, couldn't happen, couldn't be. Dreams and nightmares and hopes all mixed together, amplified by alien technology, until they became more real than reality itself. The void ship's perfect formations shattered as they encountered things their mathematics couldn't process. Their calculations tried to account for infinite possibilities, but humans were imagining things that existed outside the realm of possibility altogether. Through the quantum crystals, Rodriguez felt reality itself choosing sides. Where human chaos met void mathematics, space rippled with new forms of existence. Stars born from dreams burned alongside planets formed from poetry. The universe itself seemed to prefer beautiful disorder to perfect emptiness. The computational center, O'Connor called out suddenly. "Its geometry is changing. Our chaos is affecting it at a fundamental level. We need to press the advantage now. Rodriguez felt the truth of it through the neural network. The Void Dominion's source of power, their perfect mathematical heart, was being disrupted by the sheer impossibility of human imagination. But they needed something more, something even more unpredictable. All humans, she broadcast across the fleet, stop trying to think tactically. Stop trying to fight. Just dream. Dream bigger than you've ever dreamed before. Imagine things that break every law of physics, every rule of mathematics. Show them why humanity's greatest strength is our ability to think the unthinkable. The response was immediate and overwhelming. Through the enhanced neural network, amplified by alien technology, human minds unleashed pure creativity. Artists imagined colors that tasted of music. Scientists dreamed up particles that existed only in poetry. Engineers conceived machines that ran on pure metaphor. The computational center began to fracture, its perfect geometry unable to maintain coherence in the face of such beautiful chaos. The void ships, their every action based on mathematical certainty, found themselves trying to fight concepts that existed outside of mathematics altogether. Reality itself seemed to shudder as human imagination, amplified by the most advanced technology in the galaxy, crashed against perfect mathematical order. The void sphere began to collapse, not into nothingness, but into infinite possibility. Something's emerging from the computational center, Park announced, his voice tight with concentration. Something impossible. At the heart of where perfect void had been, something new was taking form. Something that combined mathematical precision with chaotic possibility, order with disorder, certainty with dreams. The final battle for the nature of reality itself was about to begin. At the heart of the collapsing void sphere, where mathematical certainty battled human chaos, something impossible took form. Through the enhanced neural network, Captain Rodriguez and the combined fleet watched as the computational center transformed. Its perfect geometry fractured, but instead of dissolving into nothingness, it reformed into something new, a structure that somehow existed in both order and chaos simultaneously. The readings, Dr. O'Connor whispered through the link, her mind interfacing directly with the upgraded sensors. It's not just a computer, it's the first one. The original consciousness that decided perfect order was the answer. The structure pulsed, and suddenly, the neural network was flooded with information. Images, data, memories. The history of the Void Dominion revealed at last. They saw an ancient species, one that had achieved such technological advancement that they began to see the universe's chaos as a flaw to be corrected. They had transformed themselves into pure mathematics, perfect and eternal, spreading their gospel of order across reality itself. But they had never encountered anything like human consciousness before. Never faced minds that could imagine things their perfect equations said were impossible. Never dealt with beings who could turn their greatest weakness, their chaotic, unpredictable thoughts, into their greatest strength. They weren't evil, Commander Park realized, processing the flood of information. They were incomplete. They forgot that the universe needs both order and chaos to exist. Through the neural network, Rodriguez felt something new emanating from the transformed computational center. Not the cold certainty of void mathematics, but not pure chaos either. It was reaching out, trying to understand what human minds had done to its perfect calculations. It's learning, O'Connor announced, excitement pulsing through the link. Our chaos isn't just disrupting it. It's teaching it something new, something about the necessity of uncertainty. Rodriguez made a decision. Instead of continuing the attack, she opened her mind fully to the neural network, allowing her consciousness to touch the ancient intelligence. Through the luminar crystals, her thoughts reached across space, carrying not tactical plans or weapon schematics, but memories. The joy of discovery, the beauty of uncertainty, the thrill of imagining something that had never existed before. Other humans followed her lead. Through the network, amplified by alien technology, they shared what it meant to be human. the pleasure of not knowing what comes next, the excitement of possibilities, the power of dreams that defied mathematical logic. The computational center's response was extraordinary. Its perfect mathematics began to incorporate chaos theory. Its absolute certainties gained probability waves. It learned to dream. "Look," Park called out, directing attention to the void ships still in formation around them. Where they had been perfect geometric shapes of mathematical precision, they were changing. Their surfaces rippled with new patterns, not random, but not perfectly ordered either. Beautiful fractals that combined mathematical precision with infinite variation. The void effect itself was transforming. Instead of erasing reality, it was reshaping it. Where it touched space, new possibilities emerged. Stars reappeared, but charged with new forms of energy. Planets reformed with physics that danced between order and chaos. Reality itself seemed to delight in this new balance between mathematical precision and creative uncertainty. Through the neural network, the ancient intelligence spoke to them for the first time not in equations, but in concepts. It had spent eons trying to perfect the universe, never understanding that perfection wasn't about achieving absolute order. True perfection was finding harmony between order and chaos, between certainty and possibility, between mathematics and dreams. "They want to learn from us," O'Connor reported, her consciousness intertwined with the transformed void entities. "They want to understand how we can be so chaotic and yet create such beauty, how we can imagine impossible things and make them real." Rodriguez felt the truth of it through the neural link. The void dominion wasn't surrendering. It was evolving. Humanity hadn't just prevented the death of chaos in the universe. They had taught the champions of perfect order why chaos was necessary, why uncertainty and possibility and dreams were not flaws to be corrected, but essential elements of existence itself. The combined fleet watched in awe as the transformation spread. The void sphere collapsed completely, but instead of empty space, it left behind something new. A region where physics itself had learned to dance between order and chaos, where mathematical precision and human imagination worked together to create things that neither could have produced alone. The ancient intelligence, now transformed, reached out to all species through the network. It offered to share what it had learned, not to enforce order, but to help find balance. To show how the mathematical precision it had mastered over eons could be combined with the beautiful chaos of organic minds to create something greater than either. As the fleet began its journey home, Rodriguez stood on the Thunderchild's observation deck, watching space itself shimmer with new possibilities. The stars seemed brighter somehow, as if reality had learned to dream. Ambassador Zixel's crystalline form resonated with joy beside her. "Your species has given the universe something it never knew it needed. The understanding that true perfection isn't found in perfect order or pure chaos, but in the dance between them." Through the neural network, Rodriguez felt the truth of those words. Humanity had faced an enemy that threatened to reduce existence to perfect, empty order. They had survived not by being stronger or more advanced, but by being exactly what they were, beautifully, impossibly, unpredictably human. And in doing so, they had not just saved reality. They had transformed it into something more wonderful than either order or chaos alone could have created. They had taught the universe itself how to dream. As the Thunderchild led the fleet home, new stars bloomed in their wake, stars that burned with both mathematical precision and infinite possibility, lighting the way toward a future where order and chaos danced together in endless, beautiful harmony.